I think I nailed that. I don't care what you say.
It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. It was adequate. It was absolutely
Definitely
adequate.
not the worst. Definitely
Top 5% for sure.
Well, top 5 in the last 100.
Yeah. That's a standard. Podcast number 196. We're getting up there. We're
getting old.
Yeah. A little bit smaller podcast crew this week with me and Dexter and Mr. Jeff Young. Thank you to the show.
You can tell that it's open week because I'm sure you guys picked up every rock you could find, looked underneath it, checked in every bush, couldn't find anyone. So here I am.
You're basically like an honorary podcast host at this point, anyways.
I've probably been on here way more than I should be. That's for sure. Yeah, you guys need to.
We can all say the same thing about ourselves.
We are on this show way too much.
Yeah, I can't believe people still listen to us, honestly. Yeah.
Man, half our audience is in Ottawa right now, so like, it might be a small show.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe they're gonna have watch party. They're having watch parties for sure.
Oh yeah, okay.
We're bound to screw some of it up. That's for sure. So that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
First things first. I'm not sure if you want to talk about it, Jeffy, but there's questions coming in already.
I'm pretty honest with how things are going, but it's terrible. Saw a specialist today, and it's pretty dire. Reconstructive surgery, and they have to take some ligaments from one section of my wrist and put it into other sections, and even then they don't know if it's going to work very well. So guess who's bowling right-handed next year? This guy.
So you're about to get good is what you're saying.
I've bowled 5 games since I've learned that my situation is a little dire, and I had 1,025 for 5 with my right hand. So
not the worst.
That is not bad.
Yeah. So look out, teaching masters. I'm coming for you next year.
If Greg Gigluck can do it, I'm sure you can too.
We'll find out.
How hard were you throwing it?
Harder than I was with my left hand when my wrist was messed up. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. It's funny because you really think about it. Like, you almost have a chance to kind of be whoever you want to be, right? Like, you kind of grow into the player you are as you go through the ages and stuff. And if I really want to be a little bit more of a finesse player, maybe this is the time to learn how to do it right at the beginning, right? All my adjustments would translate, I would assume. So, if I want to be a little less of a power player, I am throwing off the wrong foot just because obviously it's more natural for me to throw and slide off my right foot, but I might change that too. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. What other choice do I have? I don't really have any other choice. So
yeah.
Not for the moment, anyways.
Thank you, Kyle, for bringing up and opening up those wounds already.
The people are concerned.
I appreciate that.
As much as this is going to suck, at the very least, go out and just have some fun with your right hand. You can take it serious, but you can't take it too serious. It's one of those things where, like, you throw one in the ditch, you can't be too mad about it. Like, So
yeah, I don't know. I felt like I was kind of finding my piece already left-handed since I've been out in Newfoundland, right? But I guess that just got expedited even further because now like you said, I can't take it seriously anymore. So
yeah,
I'll have some fun with it. Why not?
Yeah,
what else am I going to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
What banter should we talk that isn't like career altering?
Well, let's talk a little bit about the weekend. You and a big crew hosted the Canadian 5-pin Youth Challenge virtually. Massive undertaking. Great job, Carrie. Like, so much work.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dex. No, you were a part of that, obviously, and there was a lot of people in the background. I think there was 12 of us total running that whole thing, 5 streams. It was something I don't want to do very soon again. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Sorry, Jeff.
I was just saying, a lot of challenge. obviously going to be a lot of challenges, but it looked like it went really smooth.
Yeah, from what we've gathered from people, the feedback and all that stuff, it was really good on that side. So it's good. The background was a little hectic, but we managed.
There were moments. I mean, I was obviously only there Friday, and there were moments.
Yeah, there's some moments Saturday morning, some moments Sunday morning as well. So
yeah. But when you're relying on that much technology all the time, there's going to be things that happen. That's for sure. So
yeah, for sure. We something like that, a big virtual national like that, we rely on internet. Obviously, is the key ingredient for it all. So unfortunately, you're always going to run into issues relying on Wi-Fi and all that stuff for the virtual. But no, other than that, it went really good. The bowling was it was fantastic. Obviously, we're going to have some players on this podcast that were part of the Youth Challenge Nationals as well. So be interesting to hear from them. We've interviewed a few of them before, but yeah, it was good. Obviously, if people haven't seen it or want to take a look at it, it's all across the 5-Pin YouTube channels. It's on our website. If you just go to 5pinuniverse.ca and go to the Youth Challenge Nationals page, and all the links are still laid out there for everybody to go back and watch. So, I guess do we want to announce who won it, or should we let most of the people know? Right, like BC brought home the gold. Congrats to them.
yeah, congratulations, BC.
Good job.
Playing out of Lincoln Lanes, right?
Yeah, out of Lincoln. Yeah,
good for them.
Yeah, they played awesome.
I don't know. I just think it was a really fun experience for, I mean, regardless of what place you finished in. I know we talked about it a bit while we were commentating, like, that's something they can go back and look at, years down the road and always have the memory, good or bad. They can learn from how they performed, and it gave really good exposure to a lot of really good bowlers across the country, right? So, I mean, it's not the traditional sense of a tournament, but man, if you can't do a traditional tournament, I think this is a great way to showcase to a whole lot of people that might not have otherwise seen. I think it just made that audience even larger.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It still had all the elements, right? Like, it was a full round robin. It was just, you didn't have the in-person portion of it, right? But hopefully we put a good enough production together that they felt like they were playing against somebody. I know in the 5PL, it feels just like you're playing just at the Open, but obviously you just have to watch a screen instead. But yeah. With that all being said, we have the Open Nationals going on right now. They're through day one already out in Ottawa. Obviously, you can go to the C5 website and go to the results page and see how they're all doing there. The one highlight I did see is Tyler Titcat is leading the men's division by 2 sticks.
Yeah.
After 7 games, 2 sticks.
Yeah, I saw that too.
He was struggling for a little bit, and obviously Jeff Watts is in there as well. Big fan of the show. He's always on there, always commenting with us.
Big fan of getting abused is more like it.
Yeah. He's playing really well. Derek Horn out of BC is playing well.
Yeah.
And then ladies side, Connie Ward is leading.
Yeah.
Yeah. She played solid all day. Obviously, there's a bunch of team stuff, but we're probably gonna have a big recap show for the Open Nationals. So if you're not following along, please tune into the C5. They got live streams going on, and watch for the next few days. They play till Saturday, so
yeah.
Are we good?
I think so. Should we bring in our guests?
I'm just along for the ride. So.
Oh no, this is your show now.
Oh man, we're in trouble then.
All right, so we're gonna bring in our first guests from Northern Ontario, the senior girls youth championships gold medalists. Jordan and Izzy, Coach Richie, And Richie, no, I'm not watching the Oilers game. There's stats up there.
Right.
Sure.
Hockey stats.
Welcome aboard, guys. Thank you for coming on. Congratulations.
That's my girls.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
what a weekend.
It was for sure.
Can you guys hear us?
I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, okay. Girls, how was the experience for you?
It was a lot of fun. It was a very good experience all around. Definitely nice bowling at 2 new centers that I haven't bowled in before, and seeing everybody again. It was awesome.
Yeah.
You guys really took a lot of pressure off yourselves early by winning 13 straight matches.
Yeah, I would say I had a few heart attacks in those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
There was a
That's
few
fair.
games we forgot how to bowl until frame 7, and we gave Richie a nice little heart attack in the last 3 or 4 frames.
Yeah.
But you found a way, so that's what it's about, right?
The
Yeah.
girls found a way, that's for sure. They first 7 frames were rough in every game. I don't think we were
In
I think
every
out of,
game.
out of those 13 games, I think
There
we
was
were
a couple.
losing 8
He's
of them.
exaggerating.
I think we were losing 8 of them in the first 13 games and going into the 8th frame. Without a word of a lie. Like it wasn't pretty.
Well, that's why you play 10 frames, right? So
That's right. But they prepared for the end of the games. They really worked hard for the last we worked hard on the last 3 frames, 4 frames of a game just to finish out.
See, in Game 7, the 577, that must have been a fun game to watch. Lots of
The
straight
one not
shots in there.
stressful game for Richie.
Yeah.
That was the one we tried to not stress him out on.
I don't remember who we were bowling, but I was just sitting in the back on that one. Well, I never sit in the back. I'm always right up behind them.
Yeah.
We're like right behind them. But yeah, that was the one that wasn't a rough one. All the other ones, to me, it seemed like the girls just, when it came to the 8th frame, they just kind of looked at me and said, don't worry about it. We got this. We're fine. And I'm like, okay, let's go do what we do.
Yeah, honestly, if you have that capability just to turn it on in the back half, that's a scary thing to have. You're never out of a match. It's awesome. That's how you win 19 games.
Yeah. I mean, the scores weren't great. The scores weren't great all around. I know Jordan really, out of the gate, she had a rough time.
157, like game 3 or 4. I fouled that game. It was rough.
It was game 2, but yes.
It was game 2?
Yeah, it was game 2.
Oh, wait.
And it was a 152, so let's get it right.
Yeah. It was a little sticky. It was a little sticky in there, and she fouled, and she came off the lane, and she looked at me, and I saw a tear rolling down her eyes. And I don't think I fouled in 10 years. And I said, well, it's okay. We're fine. It's game 2.
And then I fouled again later that day.
I think I told her, I said, remember the picture of Lyle from the Opens last year? And she was fine after that. So
yeah, then I fouled I fouled in game 5, 4 or 5 too. And that one I ended up coming back from a lot better than the first one, because I was just like, oh well, a lot of other people have done it today. I'm not the only one. Just gotta brush it off and move on.
Yeah. And just so her just staying focused after that, not getting too down on herself was a really big help. I mean, Izzy was a bull in a china shop in the first 2 games for sure. Like, she carried us through those first 3 actually. She was really good.
Yeah, well, like, you guys average, like, combined the best out of the whole group, right? So It's only fitting that you come home with the gold, and obviously in a dominating fashion by 6 points. But yeah, that's amazing bowling. Your guys' average so close together, 220 and 216. That's pretty great bowling. Good bowling as teammates, right? One picks up the other when the other one is having a bad game. That's
one was stressed, one wasn't, because this one just sits off in her own little world, dancing and fanning herself while me and Richie are sitting there panicking.
I was watching the Youth Challenge Virtual Nationals, and I did see Izzy a lot, just coming off the lane, hands in the air. I get it.
Yeah. She doesn't score watch, so she can just sit there in her own little world dancing and hanging out, where I only score watch and I know exactly what's going on. So I'm sitting there panicking in that one game against Newfoundland that we ended up clinching gold. Me and Richie were sitting there panicking as she's sitting there just looking around.
Yep.
Do you guys think that?
No clue.
Do you think that?
No clue.
Do you think that dynamic helped you guys in the long run, having two different personalities kind of working together instead of having maybe two people that were too stressed or just taking things too easy?
100%. Those girls together are absolutely amazing. Jordan knows everything that's going on. She watches every screen, every frame. She watches lanes seven lanes away. She'll be watching and say, we're good. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, no, Jordan knows. She's fully engaged in everything that goes on. Izzy is just, well, she's Izzy. She's just Izzy. We love her because she's just her.
Yeah, she had no idea in the last game against Newfoundland. She had no idea what was going on. She was just throwing balls, hitting pins. I knew exactly what was going on, and she didn't know until after the 10th frame. I came off and hugged Richie, and she just looked really confused in the back, and then we told her, and her jaw dropped.
Okay, so which game was that?
That was game 15.
So, like, no offense, how stressed could you have been at that point when you had 6 more tries?
Game 4, when we went into for me personally, when we went into day 3, I didn't feel any stress.
Yeah.
I was just, let's let things play out the way they play out. Our biggest thing was after we won the gold, I just didn't want the girls to let off the gas.
Yeah.
For the other teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was my main priority. Is like we can't stop bowling just because we've already won. We have to win every game that we can win, and keep going just to make it fair for all the other teams to finish.
Yep.
I wasn't terribly stressed going into day 3, but I also know anything can happen. I've been on ends of that before where I only needed to win 1 or 2 games and I've lost all of them.
Challenged last year.
Hey, we don't talk about that.
Well, you opened the door.
Yeah, I know that door can open at any time, especially given a few of the people who we were bowling with. I know if you give them an opportunity to take it, they'll take it. So I knew we just couldn't let off the gas at all.
Yep. I get it.
No, but it was at the end. I wouldn't want to be with any other 2 girls in the world. That these girls, like, I've been with them pretty much in every tournament that Jordan and Izzy have bowled in since the beginning of last year. I know Jordan was a single last year, but she at nationals. But I had Izzy at nationals last year with you, Dex, when you were there when your girls won. And they've been. Pretty much, we've been together for almost 2 straight years now, and it's been awesome. They're a delight to be with.
How many years do you guys have left of YBC?
1.
1 for each of you?
Yeah.
Awesome. So
next year's the last year.
An opportunity to kind of, it is sad. It's bittersweet, but there's a lot of great things that you could do after YBC too. So I understand it being sad, but like, just you just got to move into the adults and find the fun things to do there too. Because I guarantee you, there's lots of fun things to do there as well.
Well, I know Jordan's chomping at the bit to be at the Opens, so.
Yeah, this being my last youth challenge on like this past weekend, I was super sad when it was over. But I'm also like, now I get to go do the Open, so I'm super excited.
Are you thinking about doing Masters as well, or just the Open?
I'm thinking about doing Masters the year after I'm done YBC, so not this year, but not next year, but 2 years from now, I'll probably do Masters.
That's totally fair. So you just had your last youth challenge this weekend. You guys were both on that youth challenge team as well. Obviously, it was a different scenario from previous youth challenges that you guys would have been on. But how was it for you guys? Did you guys enjoy it?
Well, I enjoyed it. I did get pulled a lot, but I was more of the support team than the bowling. So,
perfect way to treat it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed it a lot. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did, in all honesty, but you guys did great for it. I had a lot of fun. I bowled all 9 games, so I didn't get a chance to just sit back and actually watch what was going on. I was up there the entire time, still being moral support, but also being like, I got to throw my ball. And if my team is there, I'm the anchor. So I got to like reset everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
So
you're lucky I wasn't there. I'd have kicked your ass. I was there Friday for a little bit, but
so you guys go from obviously the youth championships at the start of May, and then you have youth challenge right afterwards. One is in person, one is virtual. Was this the first time you guys really have like played on a designated live stream the whole time, sort of thing? It must have been the first time, right?
Yeah.
How was that for pressure? Because it's a very different kind of pressure than a direct competition with somebody.
Yeah, it was a lot more pressure to actually try and stay competitive, because I know a couple of us struggled with not having the people directly beside us to like get that adrenaline going and everything. So it was pretty hard to actually just stay motivated and competitive while we were just looking at a TV screen, seeing what else was going on. But it also added a lot of pressure because it was like, at least ours was a little bit delayed on our end, so we'd know exactly what happened before we went.
Yeah.
And from my experience with Jordan, she needs somebody right beside her. Like, she needs to know what's going on, not just get up on the lane. I looked at her score. She bowled amazing, of course. Like she always does. Izzy, she just has fun. Like, she goes out there and throws her ball, and you know what? She gets a little upset once in a while. She how do you put it? She has a good time. She gets upset with herself, but she doesn't really need to.
Yeah.
She puts a lot of pressure on herself, and she bowls. She's good at it. Just go have some fun with it.
Yeah,
Let it go.
You don't make both these nationals without being good at it. That's for sure.
No,
For sure.
and that's her second. That's her second year in a row. She was there last year. And she had Megan last year, and it was a tough experience with Megan, but that's okay.
And Izzy, don't downplay like your role either. Even if you are on the bench and you're the person that's back there just like having a good time, and like I cannot tell you how valuable that is to a team. Yep. If you can keep the other people loose, your team's going to do really well. It is a really, really important role.
Absolutely.
So don't downplay that. Whether you're in or not, your personality could do a lot for a team. So
she wanted to be on the bench. I'm just going to make this clear. Going into day 2 on game 1, Tash came up to Izzy, and I was just standing over there, and Tash was like, okay, Iz, we're going to start you on the bench. And Izzy was like, okay, awesome. I wanted to be. And moved on. And Tash was like, okay. And then she ended up sitting for 2 full games and was just sitting there vibing the whole time. She wasn't upset. She wanted to be benched.
That's important. Yeah. Having a person that's on the bench that is not upset is also very important.
Yeah. No, she I'll get Izzy is the greatest sportsmanship that you'll ever see in a bowler that you'd ever want, because she just goes out there to have a good time, and she'll cheer you on from 6 lanes away. She doesn't care.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of all the time we allotted for you guys, but congratulations on your doubles gold. And obviously we hope to see you again next year at any national events and all the other stuff, but congrats again.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, girls.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks,
Safe
guys.
travels home, Richie.
Keep doing it all. Keep doing what you guys do. It's awesome.
We'll try. All right, see you guys.
Thanks, guys. Awesome.
Perfect.
All right, so up next we will have the Bantam Junior Girls. No, not Bantam. The Manitoba Junior Girls. You can't be Bantam Junior Girls. The Manitoba Junior Girls from Rossmere Lanes. Bring them in. All right, we've got Haley Bartel and Vega Johnson. Thanks for joining us, guys. Dean, were you the coach?
Yes.
Oh,
awesome.
Even better.
Awesome.
Nice.
So this is kind of neat for me, girls, because we're on here interviewing you for the youth championships, and I competed against your dad pretty much the entire time. Dean, like my entire YBC career. So it's kind of cool that you guys are on here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. How was the experience for you guys?
I really enjoyed it. It was my first nationals experience, and I went in excited and like I wasn't expecting to win. I just went in to have fun, and winning would be a bonus to me, and it was really fun to get the bonus.
Always is.
It's never a bad time.
So you,
go ahead.
Yeah. So you guys played in multiple different centers, right? You played in Orleans, then you played in
Anik.
We played in a Nick first, and then we went to Orleans, and then back to a Nick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is controversial or not, but does Anik still have the raised foul lines?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How did you guys? How did you guys manage that?
You know what? Both these girls get the ball out on the lane, so I don't think that was an issue for either one of them.
You don't.
Personally, I don't. I like to lay the ball down, so I would have a lot of issues. But no, I don't think we didn't even bring it into a factor with either of the girls, so it didn't ever become a mind game to them.
Yeah.
There were, I think, the second day, I think we noticed one ball that Haley dropped, and it took a little hop, and that's when we kind of made a note of it. But for the 2 days, it didn't bother us.
I think that's where we see on the adult level, like the Quebec contingents, they get the ball out on the lane. They're very, very forward. And hey, man, I drop the ball more than anybody, so I would appreciate that sometimes.
Good thing we didn't have the shields out, because that could have been interesting all week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did they have them out?
Damage there.
Yeah, they weren't in play.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We were.
And I wish I had that when I was growing up. Just take them out.
Yeah. Yeah, because 2018 Masters, they took them out. 2019 Masters, they kept them in. Or sorry, 2019 Open, or the other way around.
2017 Open, they were in for the first day. And
28 Masters, they were in, and then crazy.
Fun times.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of rattled off a whole bunch of points there to claim the gold. At what point did you guys realize that you had it clinched, and what were your feelings to know that you were good?
I wasn't 100% sure, but the second last game, like of the tournament, I kind of had a feeling we had, but like I wasn't 100% sure, and I still tried my hardest, and I ended up finishing with a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finished off with 260 your final game.
Yeah,
that's a good way to end your nationals. That's for sure.
Yeah, they won 14.5 points in their last 15 games.
Yeah, went undefeated with one tie in there.
Yeah.
Well, and that was probably the game that gave them probably the confidence to go into the last day. It was the last day game of day 2, and we kind of knew that was a big game. Saskatchewan was a very strong team, but we played them really well, and luckily enough, we were able to tie them, and we took the half point, but they had already had a half point prior to that game, so it kind of flipped the table a little bit, gave us the half point advantage to avoid any tie scenario. I don't think these girls thought that, but on a coaching standpoint, I was happy with it.
Yeah.
And, it just needed that last day to go in our favor, 1 or 2 games. And, we put that in our own faith by running the table, by, them bowling the best they probably did all week on that last day.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it on the senior girls doubles as well. Like they were the highest combined average, and obviously you guys were too. Even though it is more of a match play format, they kind of go hand in hand. So the highest scoring team was awarded the win, and that's always good to see. Congratulations, guys. That's great playing.
Good ball.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Dex.
Was this how many years of juniors do you guys have left?
We both have one left.
Awesome. So one more year to chance to go back and try to defend that too. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Honestly, averaging 190, 93 as a team as a junior is pretty phenomenal. Like even back in the day, looking at all the stats back then too, that average point is massive. So it's pretty incredible. Vega, how did you enjoy the Nationals?
It was really fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that fun first was what you guys were looking for, because that's really how you're successful.
Correct.
If you're out there stressed the whole time, it's going to be difficult. I mean, even if you're listening to the interview before you guys, one stressed out the whole time, one was just having fun the whole time. You got to have that person. So good for you guys, because that's really what the game is about.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
This was Vega's third year in a row going to nationals too, so she's becoming a little bit of a veteran at these nationals in the junior level. So it's good for her, and nothing seems to phase her in these kind of moments. She loves to bowl, and she goes and puts it all out in the lane every nationals. That's for sure.
Well, they have these little stats cards on the website, and you guys have both already been bowling for 9 years, so you guys are well into a bowling career already. So yeah, it's awesome to see. Like, even though you guys had a few down games, you guys bounced back and you played really well. Like obviously the last half, but games 17, 18, 19 are big scores.
Oh yeah.
Like, you guys are above average the whole time. Like, that's amazing. So what's next? What are you guys looking forward to do? Like, what's your summer activities? Because you can't bowl all year long. I'm sure Dean doesn't want you in the bowling alley all year long.
We just went the other day.
Oh man! Did you guys go after Youth Challenge Nationals?
During.
They were bowling out of Polo Park.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good for you.
You really wanted to go bowling again. I'm sure Vega's been bowling after nationals already a couple times.
No.
No?
I wanted to.
Oh, she wanted to.
Oh.
You're out of the lanes for a week or two.
Well, they got to start their practice to defend the title, right? So you gotta start now.
It's phenomenal to have that kind of passion. It's what'll drive you forever.
It's a fun community to be in too, right? All the support from everybody, it's great, and it's a little bowling family. It's coast to coast, and wherever you are, you're part of the family, right? So
absolutely, and that community out in Winnipeg has been phenomenal for quite a while.
For sure,
it's just growing more and more phenomenal players every year. It's pretty remarkable. So, yeah. Are you guys looking at maybe doing Youth Challenge in the next couple of years as well?
I've gone to provincials the last 2 years. I started off strong this year, but then I I didn't finish strong. I'm hoping hopefully next year will be the year.
Yeah. How do you guys do Youth Challenge provincials there? Or is it just one collective?
It's one collective, yeah. There's no zone, no anything like that. So there's a provincial held on a weekend in January, I think it is. And the team's formatted after, 8 or 10 games, I believe it was.
I think it's only 8.
8 games.
Okay, so similar to how you guys do the Open.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that's pretty good. You're already obviously you're playing at a provincial that you can just enter, but to have aspirations already to make that national team as a junior player still is that's amazing. It's a big feat to make a Youth Challenge Nationals when you take your best 3 out of each side. So that's awesome. Good for you.
Well, last year it was Haley's first year eligible to play in it because of her age. And she wanted to, so we put her in. Vega has yet to reach out in that tournament. She should for sure, but it's really the motivation. If you want to be in it, then you're going to go. If you're not comfortable, obviously you're bowling against 17, 18-year-olds too in the same division. So, it could be a little nerve-wracking a little bit for the youngers, but I don't think it would phase either one of these two in that type of environment.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Vega, so you average 199 at the national, and then your league average is 199. So I'm assuming next year you're going to try and break that mark. You're going to aim for 200 for your league average, or yeah, okay.
Questions
so
for you,
consistent.
Dean.
Yep.
How many YBC nationals did you win?
1 gold
Yeah,
or 1?
one. All right. I was just seeing if she's one up to you yet or not. I couldn't remember.
Not
coming up.
Not yet.
All right.
Next year.
Plenty of time.
She's got
Plenty
6
of time.
cracks at it.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
well, guys.
Well, what do you guys have to tell us? We've just been peppering you with questions.
Do you have anything?
Wow.
What was your greatest experience at Nationals?
There we go.
I really enjoyed getting to know everyone. It was really fun, like talking to the other girls on the other teams. It was definitely hard in those last 2 Saskatchewan games because it was really enjoyable talking to those girls. So the fact that we had to play against them fighting for gold it kind of sucked, but it was also, it was fun. But
that's something. Yeah, that's kind of something you're going to go through this whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's never going to go away. Like, unfortunately, whenever you go to nationals or any of the cash tournaments, you become friends with all these people. I shouldn't say unfortunately. Fortunately, you become friends with all these people, and then you have to face them. But at the end of the day, it just, as long as you're like good about it, you get to go home. You get to, sit there, go have a meal with them, and sit down and debrief about it. And there's no hard feelings. Everyone's out there to compete, but it's going to happen all the time.
You can see how relaxed it gets from day 2 to day 3 on how the other teams start cheering or even just supporting one another. You're not just there to compete against one another. You're also there to support everybody. And even all the coaches, we all kind of talk behind. We're not, the team aspect. You're trying to obviously compete for get the gold or get a medal and have fun, but it's great to see just support from team to team, double to double on how they could grow friendships and they make friends. And some of those friends go a long time, and that's almost a big part of these nationals is making friends and keeping those memories because they go a long way.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
Well, now that you guys have won your gold medal, what are your future goals?
Honestly, probably making it as many years as I can. Like, I want to hopefully win a gold medal as a senior eventually. It'd also be really nice to go back just for the experience again because it was really enjoyable for my first time, and it'd be really fun to go back next year.
Yeah.
Have you girls thought about going to bowling school at all? So when I was in YBC, we got to see a lot of our friends all the time at nationals, but a whole bunch of us used to go to bowling school too in Saskatoon at the time. It's in Regina now. But if you're super close to those girls from, Saskatchewan, when it comes time, that might be another good way of seeing them in the summer too.
Yeah. I've heard about it a lot at provincials, and I've thought about it, but I might one day, but we'll see.
Give up your summer to go back into a bowling center?
They're already doing it.
Yeah, fair.
Everybody else is doing it. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Well, ladies, congratulations. Once again, phenomenal bowling. It's so cool to see. Yeah, good luck in the future. Good luck next year. Try to go back and defend that title. But congratulations once again on a great season.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good rest of your evening, girls. You
Guys,
too,
keep
Dean.
doing what you guys are doing. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, good seeing you, Dean. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. So up next, we have got the Manitoba Senior Boys out of Dakota Lanes.
And their coach as well is back there.
And the coach as well. Let's see if they get some Oh, I see cameras popping up. Here we go.
Hey,
hello.
Hey,
Welcome back. It's been a year.
Happy to be back again.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys on. So we've got Max, we've got Noah, we've got Nat Young. Congratulations once again. Max, I asked you this question last year. How did things go? And I believe your answer was it went according to plan. I'm assuming your answer hasn't changed.
It hasn't, but I would have liked it to be less close.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
We had some moments where we veered away from the plan, but got back on track. So, I start with a hypothesis every year. And my hypothesis this year was we were the most complete team. So we just had to cover that high bowler. Now that we've shifted away from 5-player teams, I find with singles, you have a strong player going to single, one strong pair in the double, and then maybe one who's a bit on the bubble. And so I was we're definitely the most complete. And so less than 20, I wanted a minimum of 220 score from each of them and less than 7 pins left on the lane. So, and a few times we veered away, but we got back on track.
21 games, it's going to go sideways once in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was definitely a lot closer this year, as close as it can be. You guys were in a tie break for the gold medal match. And there was a tie break for the bronze fourth match too. So that's an exciting ending.
Not coach.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting when you win.
Yeah, it's exciting when you win. I'm not going to lie. We had a lot of games that came down to 10th frame. So I've got more gray hairs courtesy of these boys. But I've been coaching them for over a decade. So yeah, pretty special.
That tie break match. How did that go? How did that go down for you guys? Did you guys have a lead the whole way? Was it close?
No, we did not.
Did you fight back to get it? How did it go? We only see numbers here. We don't see.
Okay, so we did not. Going into it, I think both teams opened with marks. I will say one thing I kind of coach is we're very calm, reserved. We don't get caught up in the hype. So you're not likely to see bowlers I've coached screaming and jumping around. But you know how it is in these tiebreakers. And the noise was electrifying. And I think Newfoundland jumped out to a lead and were really hype. And I was just stay calm, stick to the plan. And these boys bounced back. And once they found it, it was time to run. And that was it. And I think that quiet confidence really gets to the other team when they see that you're just continuously chipping away and cleaning all your wood. And and so that's super intimidating. Boys, what would you say about it?
I've never experienced a wall of noise like that ever. That was nuts. And I mean, the 10th frame, we didn't know anything. Well, I mean, I can't do math very well, but I didn't know. And it was electrifying up until the last ball.
Yeah, it really did come down to 10th frame. And Noah B really really put us in a good position, and Max just shut it down. And props to Noah B. This is his first national appearance. So come away with a gold medal. Noah, what was that like for you?
Oh my god! But honestly, I think going up to that one, I was just I was so excited to be bowling at nationals. I honestly didn't even feel that nervous. It just kind of, I don't know. There was no room to be nervous. So like Max said, I've never been in a bowling alley that loud before. Like,
and it was against Newfoundland, and I'm going to be honest, no matter where you go, Newfoundland brings that.
Oh yeah, they were hyped the whole tournament. Their supporters were hyped the whole tournament. And, you know, by that point, with these tiebreakers going on, everybody who's done competing is there, and people were coming over from singles and whatnot. So it was a packed house, and Newfoundland was there, you know, to support their bowlers like full on. So, yep.
That experience that you're talking about, like the loudness and stuff in the pit, do you feel it's so loud? Do you feel the vibrations going through? Do you feel the energy while you're down there? At what point or how did you block that out? Because you still got to focus. You still got to throw that ball. Or were you just riding the adrenaline, just throw the ball as hard as you can? Where was your mentality with that? And we'll start with you, Noah.
It's sort of riding. I wouldn't say I block it out, but it's kind of ride it and then try to control it so that it doesn't get to the point where we're just going out and hucking balls as hard as you can. But yeah, that's what I say. I say try to control it is the most.
And you, Max?
Max?
I suppose I had the privilege of being in it a couple more times, and I could block it out. And I was just not watching them bowl and not sort of observing. If I couldn't see it, it wasn't there. So then I would just turn around and throw and then walk away, face the other way. Sort of my strategy anyway.
Perfect. And how about the coach?
I'm like, I feel like I like to describe myself as a duck. It looks calm on the water, but underneath I'm like paddling fiercely. I'm like pretty forward in the pit, kind of right behind them. You know, I'll put a hand on the back and just like quietly like remind them of whatever those cues are and say like, just stick with it, throwing a good ball, and try to make it as calm for them and front forward as possible. So they're not, you know, getting distracted by everything that's going on around them.
Fair.
Let's take it back before the tiebreaker, and you've got 2 games left, and you're 2 points behind.
Yeah.
Do you guys? What was the kind of like scenario, conversations, if there were any? Like, what was the game plan being down by 2 with 2 to go?
It was interesting. So at one point, again, Max is bad at math, so we failed to realize how many games we had left and thought that we could only get silver. And Noah's like, I think we have one more game. I think we can win. And our second last game was against Newfoundland. So we beat Newfoundland 2 out of 3 times. The one time we lost was by 6 pins, and there was a foul in the 10th frame. So we had beat them, and then the Alberta boys were going up against them next. I remember, and they were the youngest of the boys' teams amongst the seniors. And one of them looked at me and I said, well, go get it, boys. And he goes, we haven't won a game all day. And I said, well, hey, perfect time to start. And then Alberta just absolutely lit it up against Newfoundland. We needed help. We needed, like, we had beat them, but we needed someone else to beat them. And so, you know, it's like, okay, we've got our help here. And now we've got to do what we need to do. And kudos to Alberta because they went on to take that bronze medal. So, boys, what did you think of the last 2 games?
I honestly, it was hard to pay attention to our like actual game that we were playing, especially because they were on the same lane as us too.
Yes, yeah.
They were bowling right beside us. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it was hard to pay attention to our actual match.
Do you think having that other match kind of going at the same time was beneficial in a way? You know, you have this gold medal match where you weren't supposed to have a head-to-head match to win it, right? Then you end up having this tiebreaker. Now you're going to be all eyes on you, and that's not something that everyone's really prepared for when that's not really in the format. But then you also have this other match going off on the other side. So is it comforting in a way so that not all eyes on you are at the same time? Do you think that helps a little bit?
Yeah, I think it did a little bit in that one, and also in the tiebreaker, because there was tiebreakers all around going on, like at the same time. It wasn't just us, so I think that was nice too. Still felt like regular bowling, kind of.
Yeah, that's fair. It's crazy how after 21 games, how many tiebreakers there were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was happy though that we had the triple round robin back. You know, I know it was at the cost of the combo event, but I'd really like to see, you know, the players bowling as much as possible and really having a good, you know, a good showdown of it. So
yeah,
there were tiebreakers with the previous format as well. So I think, you know, they're just bound to happen.
But once again, we see the team with the highest average win gold. Like we were saying before, even though it is a match play style event, the best scoring team ended up winning in the end. So that's a pretty amazing feat. Congrats to you guys. I know you guys both played on the Manitoba Youth Challenge team. You guys played really well in that as well. Unfortunately, you ran into some big matches. Obviously, the big Alberta one comes to mind. How are you guys feeling after virtual nationals? You guys come back, have a disappointing 10th to tie break with Quebec for a 4-4, come back, win that match, and then come back against Northern Ontario. They had a 200 pin lead at like frame 6. You guys come back and you steal that too. Can you let us in on a little mentality there? I know we had interviews with you guys after, but with such a virtual moment, it's hard to get everybody's thoughts. Either one of you can start.
Well, what I can say is I'm tired of tiebreakers. And it was nice to come back from the 200-point deficit, but man, it was nerve-wracking to even be in that sort of pit, just to go on to win consolation.
Yeah.
And the environment was strange because we were fighting. It was weird to fight for consolation.
Yep.
But we still wanted it, and everybody wanted it, and none of us, all 6 of us, we didn't give up that entire tournament, and we, you know, faced Alberta's monster game and sort of walked past it as if nothing happened, and came back the next day. And I think that was, though that team was not the champions of the tournament, but we for sure never ever gave up, and that 200-point deficit showed it more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like
that's a superpower to have, honestly. And when you, Alberta has that monster game, like that's literally all you could do. Is it's like, oh well, like there's no defense, right? There's very little you could do about it. So you just have to be able to let that go and move on to the next one and forget about it and keep on grinding.
I also want to call out on the average front. So Max won for the second time the Carl Malcolmson Memorial Scholarship. So he was the highest average of the tournament. So he won it in 2022. And again, this year, so super proud of that.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Job.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing with that money? What are you looking at doing for post-secondary?
Oh man, I think I'm in the PhD run, so I'm going to be using that up in about 6 months.
Yeah,
it'll be gone. Yeah. Hopefully, more bowling scholarships.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
What future goals do you guys have?
In bowling or in general?
Yeah, bowling for sure.
Another gold.
The next step.
Mm-hmm. One more year of YBC, one more gold to get.
Mm-hmm.
Noah, you have quite a few years left, do you not?
Nope, only 1 year too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That surprises me actually.
So that means you guys are eligible to play the Open and Masters next year as well. Is that something you guys are looking forward to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do the Open, but for sure Masters.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I know we're almost at time, but before we go, I just want to thank. So this was my last year coaching for Manitoba. I'm now going to the dark side of BC, and we'll be coaching out of Lincoln Lanes. But I want to thank. I did have to leave a little before the Nationals, so I want to thank Coach K, Kyle Young, who really helped keep these boys in shape, and Roy Thompson, who also covered for me. So I'd be remiss without thanking the rest of the Dakota senior crew. So.
Yeah.
Just want to acknowledge that. Yeah.
You call it the dark side, but it's probably the sunniest
It's
province
a beautiful
area.
sunny side.
Yeah. Yeah, you say that now, and then winter rolls around, and you're like, "Oh yes, this is lovely."
Yeah, it's already lovely. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
And Lincoln Lanes is a great place to play. Great place to play. Great place to coach.
It is.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. There you go.
All right. Well, we'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your summer, and have a great one.
Yeah, congratulations once again, guys.
Congrats,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. What? Perfect. Looks like we have our next guest is chilling outside.
Yeah, going for a walk, little nature walk. All right.
Well, no, it looks like riding a golf cart.
Is that what it is?
It looks like it.
Yes.
Is it going to be dangerous?
Awesome. Okay, so we have the senior girls gold, senior girls singles gold champion from Northwest Territories, Morgan Stable. Hello, how's it going?
I'm good. You?
Good. Are you on the golf course?
Yeah, I am.
It's getting dangerous.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Good for you. Welcome aboard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What were your goals and what were your expectations for that weekend?
To be honest, I was hoping to medal, but I wasn't really expecting anything. Like last year I placed 4th. So I knew I was up there, but I wasn't really wasn't expecting anything, but
So how good did this win feel for you?
it was pretty amazing. I actually didn't get to watch the last frame of the game to know I won. So it was exciting, definitely.
That is awesome.
Oh.
You are only the second senior girl in Northwest Territories history to win the senior singles.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
really cool.
It's a piece
So
of
you had
history.
you had the bye the last game. What was that like sitting there having to watch, trying to figure out, where you were going to end up?
It was definitely stressful, but like up until that point, I didn't really want to know where I was sitting in the standings. So only after I was done bowling, I decided I wanted to know. So after I found out I was in first, I knew I either had one more game left or I would win gold. So it was and it was a very stressful last game to watch.
Yeah. That bye position is either great if you've got, 2 wins up and you're good. And if you've got that one, that's probably the most stressful situation you could be in. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely tough last game to watch.
Awesome. So you play out at Kingpin Center in Yellowknife?
Yeah.
How big is your YBC program there?
It's pretty small. It's grown over the last 2 years, like quite a bit. I think we've got about 25 to 30 younger bowlers and then about 10 to 15 older bowlers.
Okay.
That's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Who's your coach?
My coach is Steve O'Brien.
Okay. He's okay.
He's not bad. Just at nationals every year.
Yeah, we see him all the time. He's a great person. He must be a pretty decent coach. He's at least super fun loving, right? So he's got to keep it calm most of the time.
Yeah, he's definitely good at that. He's good at keeping me out of my head. So.
Do you have a bunch of other kids around your skill level there at all? People to push against you?
Currently, my brother would be the only one that's close, except he's going off to school, so he won't be bowling with me next year. So unfortunately, next year it'll just be me. Any of the other bowlers aren't close to where I'm at.
All right. Do you bowl in any of the adult leagues as well, or just the YBC?
Yeah, so we have we only have one adult league currently. I think we're trying to start another more competitive league. But I'm not too sure when that's going to happen. But me and my brother have bowled in the adult league since I think we were 11 or 12.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good for your development as well.
Yeah.
Do you have to hit your next golf shot?
So they're dodging golf balls for sure.
Are you actively golfing right now too?
No, I'm taking a break from the next hole. Just to be here. I'm just walking behind the rest of my group right now.
Oh, no. Well, thank you for doing that. We're honored.
Yeah.
No problem.
Are they giving you a par on the scorecard? That's all I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a team score, so like a
hanging to dry.
kind of best ball situation here.
That's a Texas scramble.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Are you the best golfer on the team too?
Depends on the shot.
Okay. Oh, all right. What's your best shot?
I can drive pretty good, but my mom, she's got me on that. She can hit it farther. Normally I hit it straighter, but she got me on a little farther. So.
How many times have you been nationals now?
I think this was my 5th or 6th nationals.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So you've gotten pretty comfortable in those situations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's fair.
How big of a win do you think this is for your community?
It's definitely huge. I mean, we haven't won pretty much anything on a national stage in a long time.
So I didn't get a chance to look through all the teams because it's a little bit more difficult to gather information from that one. But for singles, which I feel like is probably more likely where you guys would have won gold medals. The last time you guys won a gold medal would have been 2009. Kristen Chapman as a bantam girl. So
yeah.
The last time was Michelle Hayner in 1992. So it's been 32 years since Northwest Territories won senior girls, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while, so.
That's cool.
So what do you obviously just golf on your spare time? What is your extracurricular activities? Do you have multiple sports you're involved in? How is that for you?
Yeah, so over the years I've pretty much played any sport under the sun. Like up here we got a lot of opportunity for travel. But currently I'm playing golf, fastball, bowling, and curling, and badminton.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I'm just impressed that it's really sunny there and everyone in my community is sleeping right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pretty much getting to our 24-hour sunlight.
Cloudy.
So it's cloudy and just rained here right now, actually. So it's pretty light considering.
I think it'd be so cool to work at a golf course where it's 24/7.
Yeah, it is. We have a whole tournament for it up here. It's called the Midnight Sun Tournament. So.
That's really cool. Is it like a Texas Scramble or is it like a competitive tournament?
It's a scramble, I think. Yeah.
We should go up there one day and do that because that just seems like a complete gong show, honestly.
I worked up there for like 3 weeks for like 3 years straight every summer. It sucks working up there because you wake up at 2 a.m. You think you're late for work, and here it's just 2 a.m. It's just bright out.
Yeah, I feel that.
Weird.
Definitely in the summer.
Yeah.
You'll wake up in the middle of the night and think it's midday, but it's yeah.
So what are your plans for the future for bowling? How many years of YBC do you have left?
I have 2 years of YBC left.
Okay.
So I'd like to continue bowling. I'm for sure going to be here next year, so hopefully make it back to nationals next year. So currently I'm the only senior girl, so it's pretty high chances that I'll be there.
Like those odds.
Yeah, so
What are you planning on doing like afterwards? So you said you're there for the next year. Are you planning on moving elsewhere?
I'm not too sure yet. I'm graduating this year, so I'm gonna take the next year to work, and then after that, I'll kind of determine where I'm gonna go. But I think no matter where I am, I'll keep bowling and keep chugging away, I guess.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you planning on doing the Open next year?
I'm not old enough next year.
No, sorry, I guess the year after.
Yes, I will be playing down for the Open.
Awesome.
I actually got the opportunity to play down this year, because we also do a cash tournament on the side.
Okay.
So I ended up coming first in the ladies division and second overall in both men's and women's. So
That is awesome. Did you beat Steven?
No, Steven was the one person. Oh, Steve O'Brien?
Yeah.
Yes, I did beat Steve.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Steve
Steven Jameson, I did not beat.
Jameson. Okay. All right.
He got me by a little bit.
Well, it's good you have like those people to push you to.
Yeah, they're probably my biggest competitions for next year. So
I love it. That's awesome.
Well, I don't want to cut your time short, but you probably got a next hole already. But we can't thank you enough for coming on and filling us in. And congratulations on making a little bit of history and the gold medal. That's amazing.
Congrats.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
We were really happy for you when you won. I think it's really cool for the entire community up there. It is crazy how much something like that can truly influence an entire community up there. So congratulations to you. And congratulations to the whole community. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hit it straight. Don't shank it.
Good luck on this next
Stay out of the tree. Stay out of the trees.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you, Morgan.
Bye.
Bye.
I like that. That's perfect.
Golfing at 8 in the evening. I like it.
Yeah, that's great.
No, she's not like me. I can drive a ball 300 yards, but it's 100 straight and then 200 to the left every time.
Do you swing as hard as you throw?
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, there's no telling where that ball. Oh, I do know where the ball's going. It's going very far left every time. Just takes a left-hand turn. Yeah, golf is not my sport. Let me tell you.
Fair. All right, we have our final guest of the evening. A guy we see quite a bit out of Poco Bowl in BC. Our senior boys gold medalist. Jaden Aly.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. First question: have you recovered from the last couple of weeks?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going bowling anytime soon, so.
I don't blame you at all. I absolutely love the picture of you just chilling out on the ground outside of Heritage Lane, just dead to the world.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but yeah.
Fair. What a crazy week for you. Like,
yeah.
You know, you go to nationals, you win gold. Is that your first? How many gold medals do you have?
Counting trios, I guess 2, but my first single.
Awesome, good for you. How good did that feel?
It was a relief finally to get one, but yeah.
And you had it locked up going into your bye game in game 21. That must have been a big relief.
Yeah, that's like going into it. I'm like, if I have to like clinch it going after my bye, it was like,
yeah,
not good.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So you win nationals, and then did you fly directly to Red Deer?
Well, I took a 20-minute flight to Montreal, which I still don't understand. Then I went to Red Deer. So, yes, technically.
Okay. And then you got to you were in the 8s for the finals?
Yeah, I got to the 8s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So bowling, WCBT, like, how do you think that has aided your performances in, say, something like this, where I don't want to say the competition isn't as strong, but I mean, there's definitely less bowlers that are top tier bowling in the youth tournament as opposed to bowling in the elites of a cash tour.
Yeah, it's definitely different because I'm not having to go against like Tyler or Mitch or whatever. Like it's weird in a way because it's hard to explain. But yeah.
Do you think it's made you feel more comfortable at the YBC national events?
Oh,
because every
100%.
cash tournament is basically a singles national event, realistically, right?
Yeah. It's helped me a lot. Only drinking water is different, but but other than that, yeah, it's helped.
So obviously, you averaged 252. So obviously solid performance the whole time. But even coming off your bye, you had the gold medal locked up, and then you just decided to throw a 325. Like that was just in the books, or how did you come in off a bye
with the gold, move.
With
just
the gold medal in your pocket?
Pad your stats.
Pad the stats. There we go.
Honestly, I was just so over it by that point where I was just going up there, not looking at my spot or anything. I would just grab a ball and go. So if I wish I kept that line the whole tournament. But, yeah.
Just the pure freewheel.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I can just see him up there last game. He's working on his flight schedule for Red Deer. Just
how do I get the heritage lanes?
I'm gonna be out of here in about a half hour. If I could just get to Montreal in 20 minutes, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Who is with you out there for a coach?
Bruce. Bruce. I'm pretty sure his name was. But yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of coaching going on there for that response. A lot of interaction.
Yeah.
I feel like you're at a point in your game and you've been in enough events where there are no coaches that you're pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was one point in the tournament where he came over and I plowed 4 times, and then I kind of just told him, go away when I'm bowling so I don't plow. And I ran the back 6 that game, so it worked out. So he wasn't near me the rest of the tournament.
The superstitions took over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. Was this your last year at YBC?
No, I can technically still play next year.
You have one more, but next year's a cool year because you have the potential of going to 3 nationals.
Yes, I do.
Is that something you're looking at looking forward to?
I'm not too sure if I'm going to play YBC next year.
Okay. Yeah.
I might play Masters instead, but we'll see what happens.
Yep. That's fair. Definitely think about that decision. And like, I'm not going to try to sway you in either way. I think Masters is a great decision. I really do. But you have 1 year of YBC left.
Yeah, of course.
You only get one more chance at that. You're gonna make 1 million Masters. You're gonna make 1 million Masters. So I mean, honestly, I think Masters is a great choice either way. Just make a decision where you don't look back and be like, man, I wish I did that.
No, yeah, of course.
But that's just my 2 cents. Do both.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Do both.
That's too much bowling.
You did a really good job trying not to talk him into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand it's too much bowling. It's already too much bowling as it is, but you're gonna make it. You're gonna make a ton of teams in the future. That's for sure.
I hope so.
You will.
So Jaden, like obviously, if you don't do YBC next year or anything like that, what's kind of the next step for you in bowling career wise?
I probably am not playing League next year, just because the last couple years I just stopped. I pretty much never went after like January sort of thing. So it might just be going to tournaments or tryouts or pretty much anything like that, but maybe spare once in a while.
Obviously, you were on tour this year for the WCBT, and you finished 17th. I don't remember. Did you come to the Manitoba Open this year?
No, I did not.
Right. Okay. So did you attend TPC as well then?
Yeah, I did. I just sucked. So
yeah, fair. Those tournaments happen.
We've all been there.
You say you didn't show up to League like in January on. Is it just because of pure volume of bowling?
It's at that point where it's kind of like I almost like I enjoy it, but it's just something I'm not looking forward to every week like I was earlier in the year.
Yep.
So it's just yeah.
It's so did you go like since you didn't show up for League, did you go sub in practice, or what did you do to stay in form, especially the later half of the season? You obviously played unreal.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Was it from any practice, or was it maybe just having that free time to settle in for each tournament?
So like our bowling alley shut down halfway through the year pretty much. So it was, if there was a tournament, I'd just go to YBC like maybe twice. Like if it's 2 weeks before, I'll go to YBC twice, and then that's pretty much my practice.
Yeah.
So you played YBC out of Poco.
I did, yeah.
And then I'm assuming your other league was Dell?
Yes.
Okay. If you were to play next year, where would it be?
Probably Scottsdale.
Yeah, that makes sense. The closest for sure. Yeah. Unfortunate losing another center, but they'll find a good spot for you if you need it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your goals for the future?
Don't suck at TPC.
It's not you, it's the bowling center.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, yeah.
It was tougher this year. I don't have a good reason why, but it was definitely tougher this year.
Yeah, I don't think you guys use oil on your pin decks either, and I would have so many 3 pins that would still slide over, and it was just not fun.
We don't, and the big reason was it made pinfall so much worse.
Yeah.
Just like it was bad, and then all of a sudden we got nothing but power chops with it too, and it just it made so it is better without it, but yeah, you're not going to get the sliders.
No, of course not.
Yeah. But so your goal is to not suck at TPC.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you have any broader goals for bowling? Like
it's gonna be a real quick success or failure to your bowling season.
We're gonna know.
Yeah,
we're gonna know
by November. Yeah.
Yeah. If I suck there, then I'm just done for the season. I'll just quit. Yeah.
Is that the reason why you quit going to League after that?
Oh, 100%.
TPC just ruined you. Okay.
Yeah, ruined my season.
Are you coming out to the Beef Bowl?
I'm not sure yet. I might go to Nebs, but we'll see.
Nice.
So
good.
Also
Nebs is a good one.
Go play some new mini golf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot that's open now.
Yeah, it was supposed to be open for last year, but they lied to
Wait,
us.
they have stuff to do other than bowling?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's awesome.
Jeff England really slacked last year, I found.
Yeah. They convinced us to all go because the mini golf was going to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
But we did find out ahead of time it wasn't going to be. But
still
marketing ploy. Yeah. Good strategy.
They're good at it. They are good at it.
Yeah, they kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah. Not too bad. Well, what are you going to do for the summer, Jaden?
Not bowl.
Not bowl. Try and find a new job.
Jobs are important. Yeah.
Yeah. Poker, that's probably it.
Okay.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah. Do you make money at poker?
Oh no. I'm terrible, but it's fun. So.
Okay, so this is why he needs a job.
Yeah.
We're learning so much about you today, Jaden.
Yeah.
Obviously, all kidding aside, amazing season, amazing
Absolutely.
2024 so far. Obviously, the year's not over, the season maybe, but
Yeah.
If TPC is your goal, I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind you'll be making the cut at TPC. But congrats once again, man. Good bowling.
Thank you.
Yeah. Always really happy to see you. Always very proud of your successes. Congratulations. You're going to be a force to be reckoned with for a long time, buddy.
Thank you.
Hopefully we see you out at the club tour.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Alrighty. Well, we'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't let anybody beat you in poker.
Yeah, that's kind of hard, but I'll try. But...
Right. Thanks, man. Good seeing you.
He's
awesome.
Good stuff.
He is.
I just love that. Are you good at poker? No.
Like, it's been great having him on tour. It's been great because we've known him for what, 3 years now, something like that. Started flying out on his own to come to these events, and that, man, that's just huge. That's huge for growth and huge for confidence, and it's cool to see. But it's been great having him around. So, not surprised he won. He's a hell of a player, and he's going to win a lot of things in the future. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. That's an amazing. That whole crew, everybody we had on. Obviously, there's bright futures in 5-pin bowling for those guys, for all of them.
Yeah, and tons of personality. Like,
yeah,
it's good. That is our first golf course interview.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Big deal.
I wasn't expecting that from YBC, a YBC podcast.
No.
So that was a nice little.
Although maybe that would be an interesting podcast to do in the future, and just get like a few people really liquored up on the golf course, and podcast interview them while they're golfing drunk.
We'll just do it live from the course.
Yeah,
those 4 liquored up people will be us.
Of course, it could happen.
Exactly. We've had worse ideas, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, anytime Tim's on, that's the worst idea.
You mean this guy?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, we haven't slipped that in a little bit. So
Oh, that makes me feel so good.
It does every time. Every time. He broke his toe at Nationals and he's not even bowling.
That's impressive.
I heard his dogs were out. That was the problem.
Yeah, they're always out. They're always out.
Wow.
Well, I don't think we could end it on a better note than that video.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if we should switch our guest intro thing just to that. Just Tim getting hit in the face and guest.
Could be a good.
You should wait and bring him in, like every time he's on, like he's hosting.
Oh, yeah.
Like a free screen, and then show that, and then bring him in. I think that's
Rich agrees.
Yeah.
Should be opening of every
100%. 100%.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks to everybody coming on. Thanks for those of who tuned in. Good luck to all those currently competing at Open Nationals. We're looking forward to seeing all the results there. Congratulations to the winners from Youth Challenge. We'll be talking to the winners of that at some point soon, I'm sure, too. So
sure.
We have podcasts forever. Or that time we were like, we're going to take some time off in the summer.
We are this year.
Are we?
We're going to take 1 or 2 off. I think right before episode 200, we might take 1 or 2 weeks off just to build it up and then come back with a big 2-0.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, I think I've seen some podcasts where you've definitely mailed it in early. So, I mean, you could argue that those were the ones you took off.
You mean like the last 140?
We're still putting time in, Jeff.
So here's a good question. What are you guys doing for 200? Like, it's just around the corner.
Yeah, again, people, we need ideas. Tell us what you want. It could be little things. It could be gigantic gong show things. We're pretty much game for whatever. So
I mean,
tell us
my
what you
idea-
want, what you really, really want.
What
My
you really,
idea
really
of
want.
200 guests for podcast 200 didn't fly very well. So, I mean,
yeah, we are not bringing on 200 guests.
No, that's not a thing.
No. But keep us posted. Let us know.
Oh, there's comments coming in. We'll check it out. We'll check out the comments after. Thanks again, Jeff, for joining us. And Dex, we'll see you probably next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.